안녕하세요, 터미입니다. Let's have fun learning an inspiring language, Korean. The theme of today's class is 할머니께서는 잘 지내세요? How is your grandmother? In today's class, we will learn honorifics such as 깨서는, 깨서, 으시, and 으세요. Wow, I'm talking about hardcore grammar terms from the beginning like honorifics. But don't be afraid, we can go through this together. After today's lesson, you can express respect to someone like your parents, your boss, or older people. And in Korea, it is super duper important to learn honorifics. By learning these, I am sure you can reach the topic level you aim for and be the super master of Korean. 그럼 시작할게요. The theme of today's conversation is 할머니께서는 잘 지내세요? Dami is asking Sangmin if his grandmother is doing well. What will Sangmin say? First, let's listen to the conversation with English subtitles. 그럼 들어보세요. 상민 씨 할머니께서는 한국에서 잘 지내세요?
네, 올해 74살이 되시고 아주 건강하세요.
역시 건강이 무엇보다 중요하죠.
맞아요. 터미 씨 부모님께서는 잘 계세요?
네, 두 분 다 잘 계세요. 매주 월요일마다 노래방에서 노래도 힘차게 부르세요. Did you hear what? Both grandparents seem to be very healthy, right? You didn't get it? Don't worry. I will explain the vocabulary and phrases one sentence at a time. 상민 씨 할머니께서는 한국에서 잘 지내세요? 할머니 is grandmother. Since I mentioned grandmother, let me briefly introduce how to call family members in Korean. First of all, 할아버지 is grandfather. 아버지 is father. 아빠 is dad or daddy. 어머니 is mother. And 엄마 is mom or mommy. The word 잘 지내다 means to be well. And you can use it in a greeting such as 잘 지내세요? How are you?
네, 올해 74살이 되시고 아주 건강하세요.
건강하다 means to be healthy. When you say 건강하세요, it can be a greeting, which means please stay well. 역시 건강이 무엇보다 중요하죠. In lesson number 18, we learned that noun plus 보다 means more than something. When you combine it with 무엇, what, it becomes 무엇보다, more than anything else. So you can memorize it as a phrase. For example, 저에게는 무엇보다 가족이 소중합니다. Means, to me, family is more important than anything. Yes, family is the best, right? I love this example sentence.
맞아요. 터미 씨 부모님께서는 잘 계세요?
부모님 is parents. When you say 조부모님, it means grandparents. Did you notice that 님 is at the end of both words? In Korean, there is a culture of adding 님 to older people to show respect. So that's why we say 부모님 and 조부모님, 잘 있다 and 잘 지내다 are synonyms and both mean to be well. The polite form is 잘 계세요? Are you doing well? Which means how are you? 네, 두 분 다 잘 계세요. 두 분 is made up with native number plus 분, which directly translates to two people. However, compared to English, Korean have also polite way of counting numbers like 한 분, 두 분 instead of 한 명, 두 명. Both mean one person, two people in English. But when you count the numbers of parents or someone who is older than you, you use 한 분, 두 분 in Korea. The word 다 means all. In today's conversation, 두 분 다 means all of my parents, which means both parents. Okay?
매주 월요일마다 노래방에서 노래도 힘차게 부르세요.
마다 means every. So 월요일마다 means every Monday. 노래방 is karaoke and it is a word made up with 노래, song, and 방, room. 힘차게 means energetically. And if you say 힘차게 시작합니다, it means I'll be starting energetically. 노래 부르다 means to sing a song and it is a synonym for 노래하다. If I say 노래를 한 곡 부르겠습니다, it means I will sing a song. La la la. Oh, I didn't have to sing a song, right?
Oh!
Now, before we go through today's grammar, let's understand what honorifics mean. The definition of honorifics is the polite way of saying. Korean people use honorifics when they talk to someone who deserves a high level of respect, such as your parents, customers, boss, and etc. In the conversation, Tammy and Sangmin are talking about their grandparents. Like this conversation, even though you are not talking to elder person, if you are talking about elder person, you use honorifics. First, let's learn some honorific particles. We have previously learned that particles come after nouns like the subject marker, 이, 가, and the topic marker, 은, 는. Do you remember that? In English, particles do not have honorific expressions, but in Korean, even particles have honorific expressions. This part was very unique about Korean culture. I was very surprised when I first learned it. And I was even more surprised that people still actually use them in their daily life. And if you don't know how to use a proper honorific particle when referring to someone older than you, you will sound unnatural or even rude. You don't want to be rude in Korea, right? We have 3 honorific particles in Korean. 은, 는, the topic marker, becomes 께서는. 이, 가, the subject marker, changes to 께서. And 에게, to, becomes 께. You can connect all of them to a noun regardless of whether a noun has a final consonant or not. So it is pretty straightforward. Let's go through them one by one. First of all, 은, 는. The topic marker changes to 께서는. Let's look at the phrase in the conversation. 할머니께서는 한국에서 잘 지내세요? Is your grandmother doing well in Korea? You can understand 할머니. Grandmother is the topic of the sentence. So you add 께서는 after 할머니 to say 할머니께서는. Next, I will teach you 께서. 께서 is the honorific particle of 이, 가, the subject marker. For example, 윤 선생님께서 한국어를 가르치세요. Professor Yoon teaches Korean. Here, you attach 께서 after 윤 교수님 to say 윤 교수님께서 and mark Professor Yoon as the subject of the sentence. Lastly, 에게 to becomes 게. For example, 저는 주말마다 부모님께 편지를 씁니다. I write a letter to my parents every weekend. You add 게 after 부모님 to say 부모님께 to parents. Okay? Now, let's take a look at how to make basic forms of honorifics and some exceptions. Basically, if you add 으시다 to the stem of verb, you can make the basic honorific form. I will tell you how to make it. If there is a final consonant in a stem of verb, you add 으시다. If there is no final consonant, you add 시다. Now, let's look at some examples without a final consonant. Since 가다, to go, does not have a final consonant, you attach 시다 to say 가시다, to go. Next, let's see the stem with a final consonant. 웃다, to laugh, has 시옷 final consonant. So, you add 으시다 to say 웃으시다, to laugh. Lastly, let's go over real irregular. 살다, to live, has the 을 final consonant. Here, you have to pay extra attention because this is real irregular. You drop real, goodbye real, and attach 시다 to say 사시다, to live. You can make the basic honorific forms based on these rules, but there are some exceptions that you just have to memorize. The basic honorific form of 있다 to be is 계시다. The honorific form of 먹다 to eat and 마시다 to drink is 드시다, to eat and drink. 드시다 can go with the both meaning of to eat and to drink. The honorific form of 자다 is 주무시다, to sleep. The honorific form of 주다 is 드리다, to give. The honorific form of 말하다 is 말씀하시다, to say or speak. The honorific form of 죽다, to die, is 돌아가시다, to pass away. Okay, now you learned how to make the basic form of honorifics. Then let's learn how to make honorific sentences. You can use stem plus 으세요 to make a polite sentence. We have 3 patterns of use. When there is a final consonant, you add 으세요. When there is no final consonant, you add 세요. Then let's go through them one by one. First, when there is a final consonant, you add 으세요. For example, 선생님께서는 책을 읽으세요. The teacher is reading a book. Here, since 읽다, to read, has the 을 기역 final consonant. So you connect with 으세요 to say 읽으세요. Next, let's look at the cases without a final consonant. In the conversation, there was a phrase, 아주 건강하세요. She is very healthy. Here, 건강하다, to be healthy, does not have a final consonant. So you connect with 세요 to say 건강하세요. For verbs that have real final consonant, you just need to eliminate real final consonant, goodbye real, and add 세요. For example, 대기 번호를 아세요? Do you know the waiting number? Here, 알다, to know, has real final consonant. So you have to remove real, goodbye, and attach 세요 to say 아세요? Do you know? Let's check our understanding by taking a quick quiz. What goes in the bracket? 선생님께서 교실에, the teacher is coming to the classroom. Number 1, 오세요. Number 2, 가세요. The answer is number 1. 오다 to come does not have a final consonant. So you connect 세요 to say 오세요. The whole sentence would be 선생님께서 교실에 오세요. How about the next one? 할아버지께서는 9시에 My grandfather goes to sleep at 9 o'clock. Number 1, 웃으세요. Number 2, 주무세요. The answer is number 2. The honorific word of 자다, to go to sleep, is 주무시다. So we say 주무세요. The whole sentence would be 할아버지께서는 9시에 주무세요. Okay? Oh! Now, let's try listening to it again, but this time only in Korean. You can pay more attention to honorific forms. 그럼 확인해 보세요.
상민 씨 할머니께서는 한국에서 잘 지내세요?
네, 올해 74살이 되시고 아주 건강하세요.
역시 건강이 무엇보다 중요하죠.
맞아요. 터미 씨 부모님께서는 잘 계세요?
네, 두 분 다 잘 계세요. 매주 월요일마다 노래방에서 노래도 힘차게 부르세요.
Did you hear more honorifics now? I hope you do. So now, let's imagine to become Tammy and Samin and read it aloud. 그럼 큰 소리로 읽어보세요.
상민 씨 할머니께서는 한국에서 잘 지내세요?
네, 올해 74살이 되시고 아주 건강하세요.
역시 건강이 무엇보다 중요하죠.
맞아요. 터미 씨 부모님께서는 잘 계세요?
네, 두 분 다 잘 계세요. 매주 월요일마다 노래방에서 노래도 힘차게 부르세요.
Good job! Be sure to read it aloud at least 5 times. Hooray! It's almost the end. I will announce 2 assignments. For the first homework, please make 2 sentences using honorifics. You can tell me about the hobbies and daily life of someone older than you, such as your parents, grandparents, or your boss. If I were you, I would make like this. 우리 아버님께서는 아침 5시에 일어나세요. My father is waking up at 5 in the morning. 그 후에 세수하시고 스트레칭하세요. After that, he washes his face and stretches his body. The second homework is memorizing vocabulary. Please memorize the 40 words from 561 to 600 on page 8 of the elementary vocabulary list. On my website, you can take a vocabulary quiz on these 40 words for free. So please try it out. That's all for today. Thank you for watching, guys. You guys are so inspiring to me. I will do my best to teach you as easy as possible. I appreciate the time we shared together. 그럼 오늘도 행복 가득, 웃음 가득한 하루 되세요.